I'm Mrs. Gonzalez. I got to tell you actually two things about doing the book talk. First of all, I think it's really important that you have a script. So that means that you prepared and you've thought about what you want to say and it flows and it's organized. Secondly, it's really important and it's highly recommended that you have a copy of the book. This allows your audience to see the cover of the book and also even look at how fat the book is, because sometimes that can be, a factor in what book is chosen by a particular reader, okay? So that's my teacher moment, and now I will begin my book talk. Trouble by Gary Schmidt is a story about the Smith family who live in Massachusetts in a large mansion overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. Their family has prospered and lived there for generations. 14-year-old Henry Smith is the book's main character. And despite the Smith family's wealth, they cannot escape trouble. The story begins when Henry's brother Franklin is hit by a car. Here's a passage describing the scene when Henry goes to the hospital the night of the accident to see his brother. The author writes, "The streaks of red were ghastly against his skin, which was stark white. The perfect tan that Franklin always carried had vanished and left behind with this shocked pallor. Henry's mother stood at the foot of the bed, her hands tight on the aluminum rail, her eyes wide and unblinking. His father stood beside her, stiff, straight, his hands up to his face. Neither had taken their coats off, neither spoke. Henry sat down on his brother's bed. The clear plastic mask covered Franklin's face, and he breathed into a clear plastic tube that circled around behind him. Both of his eyes were bruised and swollen shut. His right hand lay white and still, tucked tightly beside him outside the sheet. Another clear plastic tube coiled out from the crook of his elbow. Dry blood edged his fingernails. At first, Henry thought that the other arm must lie beneath the sheet, but it wasn't beneath the sheet. It wasn't there." This book that's filled with trouble kept me reading and asking questions such as these. Will Franklin live? Will Henry's parents press charges against Che Chone, the driver of the car? How will Henry deal with his anger? What will happen when Che and Henry meet face to face? What would I do if I were in this situation? Why does Henry's sister stay in her room? Will Louisa ever come out? Why are people so prejudiced against each other? And will Henry's father come out of his depression? Author Gary Schmidt writes with vivid imagery and powerful characterization, not to mention the suspense. This book is definitely realistic fiction, and it kept me turning the pages because of the plot's many unexpected twists. To find out more about Henry's tragedy and triumphs, read Trouble by Gary Schmidt. You won't be disappointed.
The end.